outside of Amos Miller's organic farm operation here in Redmond, Pennsylvania. There are currently 2 marked state trooper vehicles here, 3 other official use vehicles. I attempted to enter the building inside. A state trooper turned me away.
All right, welcome back to the homestead. As many of you know, Stacy and myself, we live just like the Amish, and we have for 15 years. We live in a log cabin, not like the Amish. We grow 90% of our own food. We heat and cook with a wood cook stove. We have a large Amish community by us. We live 100% off of rainwater. We poop in buckets, and we turn that into compost, which they don't do either. We're trying to get them onto it, but they're still using the outhouses. But we've been up here 15 years developing great relationships with them. And last year in June, I shared a story with you guys how the federal marshals were raiding Amos Miller's place.
Amos Miller, an Amish farmer who runs a holistically managed small farm, bird in hand, Pennsylvania, grows and prepares food in tune with nature, the way he believes God intended. This seems like a sound idea to the approximately 4,000 customers purchases Miller's meat, eggs, dairy products from his private members-only food club. Now, he had to start a members-only food club.
That video was received really well. 2-point-something million people viewed it, and it really kind of raised a ruckus around Amos Miller and his plight. Well, with all the border crossings going on illegally,
we have these conversations, and the conversation is always, well, I've never seen this number of migrants arriving. And we know from the reports coming from the government with these numbers. So we have the number of apprehensions, the numbers of encounters, everything spiking. So we don't know what this will mean moving forward.
with all the fentanyl on the streets.
Death of a toddler from a fentanyl overdose.
7 times the lethal amount of fentanyl found in this 2-year-old's body.
A growing number of young children are being accidentally poisoned. Deaths from synthetic opioids like fentanyl in children under 5 jumped from 2015 to 2021.
Can you imagine that they are focusing on Amos Miller once again? Yes, you heard that right. The police have just raided January 2024 Amos Miller's home again. Here's some clips of what's going on at Amos Miller's place right now.
So what is there?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. Are you an attorney or?
I'm with the media.
Okay, all right. Just, we're conducting a search warrant inside this building right now.
Okay.
So everybody needs to stay outside, please.
Okay.
Okay, so turn around.
Can I get access to that search warrant?
I appreciate your time. Thank you.
This is Chris Hume with the Lancaster Patriot. I'm currently outside of Amos Miller's organic farm operation here in Redmond, Pennsylvania. There are currently 2 marked state trooper vehicles here, 3 other official use vehicles. I attempted to enter the building inside. A state trooper turned me away and said that they are executing a search warrant on Amos Miller's operations here. I have not been able to make contact with Amos Miller yet, but once again, Amos Miller's property here in Redmond, Pennsylvania, Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. Law enforcement is once again harassing Amos Miller for serving his neighbors. And here we have a search warrant being executed, not allowing media to enter the building. Stay tuned, for this is a developing story. We will have updates as we have a search warrant being executed on Amos Miller's property right now as I speak. Inside Amos Miller's barn here, I came around to the back side. I was told by state troopers I cannot enter the building. So I came over here and attempted to open a window. I was told I cannot open the window. So I complied with both orders from a state trooper. There are at least 2 state troopers inside the building. There's someone else, I can't make out the agency on her hat. I will try to make that out through the window, who is going through some papers or looking through boxes. Again, there's a search warrant being executed right now on Amos Miller's property here in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. I'm here in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, looking inside the window into Amos Miller's farm store operation here. We have multiple state troopers inside. We have coolers there on the ground that have been filled with products from Amos Miller's operation. We have multiple people in there. They've been inside Amos Miller's building here for hours, not allowing media in, searching the premises. I was told by one of the troopers that they are executing a search warrant, and I was instructed that I cannot be inside. Again, if you followed Amos Miller in the past, you know that he's a local farmer here in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, who provides organic products to his private buying club. People voluntarily choose to buy from him. I actually just spoke with a customer who came several hours today to purchase products. He's been a customer for 20 years, never been sick, never gotten sick, I should say, from Amos Miller's products. And here you have these two men coming over pointing to these coolers. Again, these coolers have at least been partially filled with products from Amos Miller's store. It looks like they will be hauled off. You have these tyrants coming in and searching. And here's the problem with, you have these state troopers and these other, I'm assuming they work for the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture. These people are at the heart of our tyranny problem in America. They'll tell you, I'm sure, I'm just doing my job. I'm just doing what I was told. State trooper will say, I'm just doing my job. This is the problem we have in America. As long as there are people like this who will execute, who will follow the orders of the tyrants, the bureaucratic tyrants at the top, say, go do this, raid this man's farm, take his products away. As long as we have quote-unquote regular, ordinary people like this, the people you see right in this video, as long as we have people like this who will enforce these man-made edicts, we will continue to have tyranny in America. And that's what we're seeing right here. The Amos Miller case has been an ongoing example of tyranny, of man-made law, and just an abandonment of justice. This is not justice. What you see here is not justice. Amos Miller has not broken the law of God. There's no victim here bringing a charge against Amos. Where's the victim? Where's the victim that is coming to the magistrate and saying, Amos Miller has wronged me and I would like him to make restitution? You're not seeing that. That's never been the case here with Amos Miller. It's always been the government wanting their share, playing the nanny, acting as the nanny, and trying to control. And the last thing these guys want is someone like Amos Miller to be successful, because he represents the opposite of the nanny state that they want to enforce upon us. So stay tuned, we'll have more here. It looks like they might be getting ready to leave.
It's hard to believe this is the America that we're living in right now, okay? So this is very relevant news to the homestead community. Many of you all want to leave your 9-to-5 jobs behind, get out of that cubicle, go buy a little bit of land, start a little homestead, provide a little food for your neighbors and friends, have a better quality of life, and they're trying to slowly cut that dream out of your mind, okay? Death by 1,000 cuts. Here's Amos Miller, minding his own business, trying to follow the laws that he can, okay? Being harassed by our government for providing food to people who actually pay. Some of his people have been with him 20, 25 years. Some of his folks actually drive 2 hours plus to go get his food and to buy milk from him, okay? And this is what we got going on. All the problems in the world, and they're trying to stop Amos Miller from providing good organic food to his neighbors and friends. I don't even really know what to say about it. It's just hard to believe that this is happening in America, where a fella can't even grow a little bit of food and sell it to people that want to actually buy it and who have never complained about it or never been sick from it or anything else, okay? Just something to keep on your memory banks as we trot down 2024. I'm going to get back to cleaning my wood cook stove. I'll show you guys the process. If you're interested, you can stick around. If not, make sure you share this video and hit your thumbs up on the way out. That's like saying thanks for the information. And y'all who want to see it, just come on down here and I'll show you what's going on. So you got two different spots here. You got your firebox, they call it. That's where you put your logs in there, okay? And as you can notice, my firebox ashes are getting a little high. You don't want your firebox ashes to get too high up and they'll become too hot on your top. So you got to keep your ash box down there. I'm a little high right there, okay? So I'm just showing you guys what's going on. Now I shut the door here. Now the bottom one here, this is your clean out tray. And right here is where all your ashes fall down to. So I'm going to show you guys how that works. Now normally I would just take this right outside, put it in the trash can outside that we have sitting on top of some rocks, okay? If you're going to do this stuff, do not use any kind of plastic or any kind of junk like that. You got to use some metal, some galvanized, something heavy duty, because this thing's going to be hot, okay? Do not set this on your wood floor. Do not take this outside and put it on the back of your deck, okay? Please do not be that kind of person. Hopefully you watch our channel, you're a little smarter than that, but we have heard so many stories of houses burning down because they put their ashes in something, even metal, and then they put it out on the wood deck. Do not do that. Underneath your underneath your wood cook stove here, you're going to have a little hearth here. There's a little, tile floor down here. I'll show you right here. Look. See, we have that little right there. So that's where you put that at, not on your wood floors. Usually I'll just take it outside because there's going to be a little bit of a dust flume here. Once this tray comes out, obviously there's ashes. But if I took it outside right now, it's a really windy kind of a day. It's blowing in this cold weather we got coming in, a little snow coming in. So I don't want to do that with you guys, and even for myself, blow the ashes all over. So I'm going to do it inside the house, and then I'll take it outside once I'm finished. You just pull that tray out, see all those ashes in there? It lasts for quite a while. You're not doing this every day or nothing. You pull that out, and then I go real slow as I put it in this receptacle here. The slower you go, there's also another trick. I didn't do it because I'm not being handy right now because I've got you guys on the camera. But you could actually spray this down with a little spray bottle, and that'll help keep. You saw some of that dust kind of puff up when that coals hit the ground. That's what you'll do. You'll save some of that dust up. But I know a few tricks. See, that's pretty minimal. And then I'll just take that real slow. Okay? And don't forget, this thing's going to be hot. And this is how the Amish do it. And this is what you guys will learn if you go to the Homesteading Life Conference and you come to one of our events, homesteadinglifeconference.com, where we teach you how to live sustainably, how to live like the pioneers, but in the 21st century. We talk about health, nutrition, growing food, the ways you can navigate the store these days, all that stuff, homesteadinglifeconference.com, and you guys can get tickets and come to those events. We're also going to have some on-property teaching going on where you'll actually spend the night in our house and operate the stove and all that stuff. So just go to homesteadinglifeconference.com, get your tickets if you want to come to an event, or at least get on the email list. That way we can keep in touch with you when we start doing the classes here on the homestead. I put that tray back there in the bottom of that thing there. Let me take you to the back of the stove. I'm going to show you some operations that go on back there. I call this the rocker. So you kind of move this. And what that does is it opens up the floor. See the concave there? It opens up the floor underneath the ashes and lets it fall down into that drawer. That's how it operates. So that way you'll be knocking this down. Use the poker a little bit. You could do a couple more shakes if you want. And then you do that a couple times and you get your firebox clean and back down to the lower level. I'm going to take the ashes outside immediately in the bucket. Put it on the rocks. Put the lid on it. And that'll smother out all the coals. You learned how to operate a wood cook stove in today's video, kind of, sort of. You also got to learn about Amos Miller and his latest struggle with the federal and state governments. So I hope you guys are keeping an eye on this. 2024 is going to be wicked sauce. If you can get to the Homesteading Life Conference in 2024, you might want to do that. We're going to have 3 events. We're going to have a spring event. We're going to have our regular event at the end of August, the last weekend in August in Hannibal, Missouri. And then we're also going to have Stacy's Woman's Retreat. And then we're going to have an open house like I was explaining to you, where you guys can come here, spend some nights here, sleep in our stuff, and learn how to live this lifestyle. Stacy and I are teachers, and we want to teach you guys how you can break free from the system. All right? It's the best I got for you guys. I cannot even believe this Amos Miller story. When is enough enough? All right, share this video with your friends. Make sure you smash that thumbs up on the way out if you actually watch the cleaning of the wood cook stove. Got a little extra bonus knowledge there. And let's just keep this on our mind, right? That they are literally trying to stomp us out from even providing community food. Think about that for a little bit. Like the only place you're going to be able to buy food is at the store. And you guys read some of those ingredients? Yeah. We'll catch you on the next video. Share.